about Bisu, but we're gonna have to shed him in a negative light right now. Have you heard lately about what? Well, of course, you run the Snipe a Lot channel. Bisu figured out YouTube and realized that people are putting Snipe a Lot games on the YouTube channel, and so Bisu has reported them for copyright material because he wants to put the videos up himself.
I mean, that's fine. Well, I don't have a problem with that because it's just pretty easy. Anyone can do it themselves. So
Right.
And then if he said that, at least the translation from the threads was that he already has someone who's going to do the videos for him. So you're going to see Bisa videos already. So the only difference is it's going to be on a different YouTube channel. So you have to just click another subscribe button. But hey, it's still more Bisu content if you're a Protoss player.
Right. So hopefully he does put the content up there. The problem is, if he has trouble getting it up there, is he going to give up on it? So we'll just have to wait and see. I know that Movie does put his content online and
Right.
had the same dispute earlier. So this isn't anything new. It's not like Bisu being a prima donna. He did mention, though, in the translation, if I remember from the thread, is that he said he wanted to be like Psy from Gangnam Style and become big and have lots of views like Psy does on YouTube.
Well, that's kind of hard to do when you're playing a Brood War game. Like, you'd have to heavily promote the game again, like get the entire infrastructure back.
Right. Unless Bisu does strip teases and the minicam while playing StarCraft, then maybe he'll start to get the views that Psy does.
Maybe.
He was also looking at one of the Stargirl videos and saying, "Oh my God, look at all those views." But that's it. If he puts his content up, we'll jump right on it. I hope he doesn't report any of the videos that I've casted of him in the past year or so, because that would make me a sad panda.
I don't think BisuDagger, unfortunately, knows your channel, so he's not going to be able to find it.
Yeah, he probably doesn't, so we'll be good.
I don't think we even have videos up for the old cast because due to Twitch's new policy, they've been deleting old stuff.
Yeah. Our videos were about to expire, so I had to put them on YouTube. So we have our first 4 casts are on YouTube now.
Oh, nice.
I didn't edit them or anything, so all the horrible audio problems and camera problems are in the mix. Who cares? You know what? Someone saw one of my original casts on YouTube with my really really crappy microphone, and every word was because I didn't know how to cast at all, and they're like, what the hell is this shit? Or some horrible comment like that. And I was like, this is so rude. This is the first time I touched a microphone in my life. Have some decency.
Well, the thing I'm worried about, if you're going to post the edited content like that, is are we stealing from Kongdoo?
We're not making any money, so hopefully it's okay. Whatever.
Could remember when Hungry Ghost, the guy who was on TL for Hungry App, made that first post? He's like, they might be looking for English casters, so I guess we're kind of providing that little niche for them.
Yeah, you know what? They can hire me. I was the GOM TV Classic Season 4 caster, so bring me on, guys. Let's do it.
Did you make any money for that?
No, I didn't make any money. It was all free.
Oh.
Yeah, and it was whenever I could do it, I was either sick or horribly tired. It was probably the worst time of the year for me to have to cast that league, so I felt really terrible because I did not have my heart and soul into each cast. So they probably won't want me again. I think Sale and I should have done it together. I think that would have been really awesome. The problem was we were both kind of busy. He was doing the TLS and I was on travel. So if we did try and do the GOM TV cast together, it would have been difficult for us to sync up times.
And I always felt like Sales performed better as a solo caster rather than casting in a pair.
Right, he's a very good solo caster for sure. But I think Elegant provides a good humor aspect to his casts when he does cast with Sale.
2 British Guys going off on British tangents.
Right. Oh, let's talk about our green tea.
Green tea and purple grapes. So here we go. The
Look who
final
looks
match.
nervous here.
Just he knows he's nervous because I feel like either he's gonna find out or he already has find out that he's actually a worse player now than before. Like
Right.
either he's been slumping or just the competition rose up.
Right.
So maybe and then what I want C to learn is that like if you want to get good, you have to really put your work in. No more talk craft or searching up random girls on stream.
Yeah.
I mean, you can do that for the viewers, but I mean, right now there's a real brood war scene being developed, and players are gonna have to constantly practice again.
Well, C was like always a top 5 Terran in the
He still
Kesta
is.
era.
He always was like he was like the best player in NBC.
Sure. Yeah, exactly.
Besides-
He was
He
consistently.
was their ace. He was their ace player. So
And a boss at Pro League. But we've seen his troubles in individual leagues, and hopefully he can get over that a little bit. And here we do have Mong here, in a very comfortable looking seat.
oh man, the racer car seats.
Yeah.
What are those?
So this is going to be a TVT. We don't have to talk about the balance of the map really, so we can forego that. But Mong also has been drinking his giant pokery sweets. He's known as the Mini Flash. Is that going to be the kryptonite for C? Is he going to lose here? His life is on the line. So if C wins today, he can force possibly the group into tiebreakers for the losers. For the second place, basically, tiebreaker. And that's going to come down to can Piano beat Free tomorrow? Which is definitely a huge possibility. Piano has this chance, although with the way Free's playing, I don't feel like anybody
Free's
can beat
too
him.
good. I think Free's just too good.
Right,
Free's best matchup is PVT anyway, so
right.
he's just a monster. He's one of the 6 dragons, right?
Yes,
And I think the dragon legacy still lives on today.
right.
So
So it's
I
definitely
don't
going to be interesting how tomorrow plays out, but only if C wins here.
C has to win, and then Free has to win. I think Free will win because Piano's a very weak Terran versus Protoss player.
Right.
He's because back in the Kesta, he was a TVZ specialist for Wujing. And also for Ace, basically. He had some pretty good games back in Ace. But looking at the groups, so Piano does have a chance to win because it's on Demayan, and I don't know how Protoss versus Terran plays on that map. This would be the first time we ever see that happen. But like I said, this C has to win to stay in.
Right.
So there's a lot of pressure coming on.
And look at that. I didn't notice Mong was wearing Abercrombie and Fitch. Very stylish.
I didn't know he could actually fit into those.
Yeah, I feel like he's going to be the model of the StarCraft scene.
I think Larva's the best model, man. Larva can be so good. Larva can be the best Star Girl,
Larva has stellar glasses, so he can pull
Does.
off whatever he wants. All right, guys, this is the Kongdoo Star League. You are watching it with BisuDagger on the microphone. That is myself, and AmazingXKCD is with me. The countdown has just completed as we go into this game. Let's hear where these positions are. Oh, indeed.
Looks like Monk's going to be the green Terran in the bottom right.
Even though they put the camera, they show it backwards all the time, don't they?
They do. And C's going to be the... I gotta look these names up again.
And this is going to be difficult for me. Their colors are so similar, and my color blindness is going to hurt me very heavily in this game.
Yeah.
Oh, goodness. All right. Who is the T5?
I bet players going standard. Nothing out of the ordinary.
Oh, this means I'm going to have to look up what these players' names are here in Korean letters. So, Mong is going to be at the 1 o'clock location. That is confirmed now, guys.
Yes, I was right.
Yeah, it's always backwards. That's what we've learned.
No, they actually had it right once last cast, and that put me in a bad mood.
Right.
They actually had it done right, but it was at the wrong time to do it, basically.
Right, and you're just like, seriously?
So actually, what I'm curious now is, back in the old Caspa days, the metagame developed to either doing 8 racks or 14cc. So I'm wondering if both players are going to do, again, another 14cc, or just going to do it like a standard barracks factory play. So it looks like Monk's going to send out a early SCV. That's an interesting barracks placement, actually.
Right, absolutely it is. And I guess we'll see why he's putting the barracks there in a minute.
I'm wondering if that actually hides the scouting SCV from C. Like, it looks like he's going to go for the 14cc. So, actually, I think C benefits from this.
Okay, so C going for the economic advantage here. Meanwhile, we are seeing the barracks for Mong.
And we'll also see the gas being taken on the minimap for Mong. And Mong's going to scout in the correct direction. So, actually, this is actually a little bit dangerous for C. But what's going to happen is Mong can just go all in a 2-factory attack. So, I'm wondering how C's defense is going to be.
Right. So, I'm looking in the chat here, and Fairphobia has this this battery icon next to his name. Is that like a official subscriber to the channel or something?
That's like Twitch Premium.
Oh, like a general Twitch Premium thing for like all channels?
Yeah, so you get extra. You don't get ads, and so basically you pay $9 a month to not get ads.
What a badass! Everybody else uses ad block. Come on, guys, we gotta support Twitch. They are owned by Amazon, and Amazon hasn't pulled a profit in over 2 decades.
Well, that's because Amazon runs a 0 profit margin.
Right. Beautiful company. Okay, so let's focus back on the game here. The SCVs are having a little bit of a tango inside of that main base, of course. And it is very aware that there's a command center out here for C.
Oh, I was right. Monk did a 2-factory attack.
Right. Now this is going to be a very aggressive build for Mong, and I'm loving the decision to go for 2-fact. Last time we saw a 2-fact, it ended up winning. Wasn't that against Piano in the Piano versus Mong game?
Yeah, because it was on Avalon, which was the worst map to go for the early command center on.
Right.
Just the worst map. I mean, this map's better.
But still, it is going to be very aggressive. I can't believe we're seeing... I totally forgot about the Piano versus Mong game. Because why would C go 14cc, knowing that Mong just tore it apart? Because C is ballsy as hell. I'm going to have to give him credit for that. But kind of dumb.
Maybe C just recognized that Piano made a build order mistake. Like, I'm wondering, because we don't know exactly what are the players...
Right.
And then, yeah, this is the correct response from C. He's going to the early starport.
Right.
That way, if Mong does go for the 2-factory, you can still at least have a Wraith to bully the tanks out of the way.
And there won't be Goliaths with this push if he does do the 2-fact push.
I think there's an army being built, though. I'm not sure.
Right.
If not, we're going to see Mong build it pretty soon anyways.
The initial units, though, coming out are going to be tanks, and then a few vultures added in at the end here.
Yeah. So we're probably going to see like maybe 1 or 2 Goliaths and then just mostly the pump units. The question I have is Monk going to pull SCVs? Well, I like what Monk's doing here, though. He landed the barracks on the ground just to be able to produce Marines. So this is really an all-in build from Monk.
Right. There may not be any turning back here.
So he just has to defend. That's all he has to do.
But the armory is done, and that's important because now we know that he does have the ability to build Goliaths and deal with the anti-air. It's just, is he going to get what he needs at least to add 1 Goliath in right now. But he does have the Marines. The Marines can try and deal with the Marines.
The Marines should be able to cover.
Yeah, that's right. Okay, but he does build 1 Goliath. So that, at least for me, if I was a Mong fan, would make me feel a little bit better.
So my question is,
oh wow, that's a perfect position for the tanks. They have a lot of range, even without being in siege mode, and they could just pick off these SCVs right here. So a very difficult position here. Now, last time we saw, Piano did not pack up and move inside of his main when he needed to, and instead tried to do this battle on the low ground and ended up losing. When is C going to decide he needs to pack it up and defend on the high ground here? And here comes a push. SCVs are mixed in with Mong's army, and C is going to go for the low ground defense also.
Wonders.
Wow, so much is being lost right here, though.
He needs to keep the Wraith alive. No, he lost the Wraith.
And he loses a tank, too. What is C doing? Why can't these players defend 2-fact? And now his siege mode is finally done, and his tank is going to get picked off very quickly here.
He killed that Wraith.
Oh, the Wraith is so clutch.
Dude, that is the clutch Wraith.
The Marines are dead. This is a late Goliath finally coming in here. With 2 Goliaths now.
So what it does, it allows Mong to... so basically, Mong has to reposition the tank, so C is still alive.
Right. He did lose a lot of SCVs, but he did have that double command center production early on, and he will be able to get his economy back when he needs to, but he has to defend right here. Why didn't he repair that tank? He tried to hide it under the barracks, but that wasn't good enough. He needed to bring SCVs over and focus on repairing. I think that was a big mistake by C.
Well, I think, though, that C should be able to live through this. Because in the end, he's going to have 2 command centers. And Monk, so it looks like Monk's going to expand so that he knows that he shouldn't be able to cut off C right away.
Now his barracks is going to die right here. It is going to be in the red. And once, I guess, yeah, it is in the red.
Yeah,
it's
in the red.
So if he loses his barracks, he cannot build any more factories until he builds another one. So he's going to have to identify that at some point.
What also does is that he cannot actually see into the mineral line over that cliff.
Right. Oh, but the range on those Goliaths, they have the upgrade.
No, C's going to lose his own barracks.
Oh my goodness. C, come and repair it.
Both players are going to lose their barracks.
But C's trying to hold on to his command center at the same time, so he's going to lose the barracks at the sacrifice of his command center. Oh, wow. And now both of them lose that vision, and another tank does go down. The Wraith, though, is going to have to jump back and forth to be able to give vision for C.
Yeah, but the thing, though, is that Monk can't see into the mineral line anymore, so now C can still continue to mine off of 2 bases.
Right,
I mean,
and Mong is being very smart here. He realizes that it's going to take a long time for him to get another floating barracks over to C's natural. So now he's committing to building comsats with the academy so he can scan the natural and do damage from there.
Right. But the thing, though, is that I'm actually quite surprised that C managed to live through this. Because even though he did lose a lot... Oh, my goodness, there's the engineering bay.
Oh, okay, so the engineering bay does come in here, and a really smart move here. Only 1 Goliath, though, and if these Wraiths are careful, they might be able to give it some significant damage.
But what's nice about the engineering bay is now we're seeing Mong build a siege line.
Right. So this is a soft contain for now, but it's still something that C has to be concerned about. He has to be careful and not make any mistakes and make sure he does have just enough units to prevent forward movement of the siege line that Mong has right now.
And what's also nice is Mong has complete map control. Complete map control.
Right.
Like, and if you look at the 3 o'clock, what Mong's doing right now is I think he's actually building turrets there. So in case he goes for a drop, they'll be spotted, but at least by the turrets and not turrets will try to kill him. So he's already moved. He already has 2 SCVs at the 3 o'clock, and he's going to expand again to the 3rd. So basically, what Mong is doing right now is getting himself ahead. He's not going to go for the kill, but he's playing it the way the Flash would play this game.
He's playing it super smart. He is playing intelligently, and that's what you need to do in this matchup. And this is one of those things where if you look at the matchup going into this portion of the game, there's not a lot going on the rest of the map. Especially based on these spawn positions, because that's the way Terran is. They're all about positioning and containing instead of this constant movement, because they're not very mobile armies.
So it looks like both players are at the exact limits of each other's siege tank line. And here's the first dropship from from C. C needs to get this out immediately and use those vaults to kill any SCVs that are building turrets. Otherwise,
did you see that turret that Mong built down at the bottom location too, at the 6 o'clock? That is a brilliant turret.
This is what I'm talking about. Use the turret as a scouting tool.
Right.
And basically what Mong has to do now is mine behind C to at least slow down the reinforcements. and basically use that dropship to ferry his units out. Because right now, C's only option is to flank this.
Right.
And looks like we still don't see a third yet from Hmong, but it looks like he's going to go for the very far left third.
But C is doing the right moves. By using a dropship, he is able to get a few units out at a time to apply some harassing pressure to Hmong, and especially when the primary heavy amount of forces are sitting at his natural, he knows that there's going to be less defenses at home, and there's going to be holes in it, especially if a third base is taken by Hmong. So he has to identify that. Two wraiths going down.
Oh my goodness.
But he was trying to use them as distractors to get the tanks in position here. And one of the tanks actually took quite a bit of damage. I wonder if he's going to repair them this time.
Meanwhile, C's vultures are doing pretty good work in the back of Hmong's area.
Right, those vultures are doing a pretty good job. And another barracks goes down.
I can't believe this. That's the second barracks that C lost.
The Goliath range is paying off. And I thought he researched it a little bit early. I was like, man, I can't believe he got that so quick. But now you see the advantage of having that upgrade for Goliaths. It basically adds half the current range to the total range. And that makes the Goliaths very deadly against air. Oh my god! He taps out!
Yeah, that siege container is just too strong, man.
Oh my goodness! Oh wow, see. That was terrible. And so he's out of the group. Guaranteed 0-3. So what we see here is Hmong has a 2-1 lead, and if Piano wins here, then it will be a battle for who's going to advance between all three players, Free, Hmong, and Piano.
And I think if that's going to happen, Hmong and Free will make it out.
Right, Hmong's looking really good now.
He just drank that entire bottle.
Oh goodness, Hmong is such a beast. Got into Pokery Suite. I think that's what he didn't have in his first game. I don't remember when Hmong played Free, him having that drink. So that's been the absolute crucial decision making. That's the best decision he's made this entire tournament.
Like Adderall.
Yep.
It's a performance enhancing drug. That's why Flash is the best player ever, because he realized the secrets behind it.
Man. I want to see Hmong advance because I want to see him in a best of against some of these players. I want to see how consistently he can play this well.
Right.
But the 2-fact decision was brilliant. It's the only decision really against 14cc. It's the best one based on these maps. There are other maps where you want to make different decisions or try and catch up economically, which is kind of hard if you opened up with the barracks first. But I think the pressure he added there, just the right amount of everything in that game for Hmong.
Right. Well, actually, what I was thinking, though, is that I don't think C should have tapped out, though. Because Hmong only had, like, maybe 2 turrets covering. And that's not bad for a dropship. I mean,
yeah,
you should be able to just ferry units out. And then what you would ferry tanks. It would take a while, but what it does, I mean, he had 4 vultures in the back, so it's not like Hmong can just freely reinforce.
Right. I think, though, that C was still catching up on SCVs for 2 bases, while Hmong was flush with SCVs on 3. And maybe he just thought just because maybe his worker count took so long to get back up again. And the fact that he couldn't even mine from the left side of his mineral line because of the siege position, it was just way too difficult for him to do so much with so little.
I feel like C could have had a better defense.
Right.
He had a better defense than what Piano did. It just felt a little bit sloppy.
Right.
He lost a couple raids for no reason, and then he lost a barracks again for no reason.
And he lost a couple tanks where he could have repaired his tanks, or he could have moved them back and been a little bit more patient again. I know that you don't want to just pack up and lose the natural, but I feel like they try and take these engagements a little bit too early on the low ground without dealing with that cliff advantage. If he tried to draw Hmong's aggressiveness in a little bit towards the natural and used a siege tank on the high cliff of his main, it would allow him better positioning and better advantage.
Right. So. Man. So looks like that's gonna be it for us tonight, right?
Yes, that is going to be it. Around that 3.5 hour mark, as per usual, 7:30 a.m. in the East Coast of the United States.
Yep.
Thank you guys for watching. It looks like the interview with Mong and this extremely cute star girl is over. So we are going to call tonight. Guys, this is the Kongdoo Star League. Support them. Like us on Twitch if you enjoy our casts. This is BisuDagger on the microphone with XKCD.
All right. We're signing
Everybody,
off for
take
now.
care.
And don't forget, tomorrow will be the last day of the round of 16. We're gonna have Rock versus Busan, which will be a hilarious game to watch because the game doesn't really matter.
Right.
They're still probably gonna have to play it anyways. Then we're gonna have Larva versus Movie, another game which really doesn't matter. But I think they're still gonna have to play it anyways.
Right.
And then we have Hero versus Jaehoon, where Jaehoon basically decides the fate of 3 players.
Right. That is hilarious. That'll be maybe the most entertaining one to watch.
Yeah. So there's a lot of funny things that can happen if Jaehoon wins.
Right.
And then finally, in the last group, D, we're going to have Piano play free. And basically, Piano needs to win in order to have a chance to advance, because Monk's at a 2-1 lead right now.
Right.
And then free will also need to win. Well, actually, yeah, free will need to win.
Yeah, Free still needs a win to ensure his advancement, and then that will also give him first place. But if he loses, now he's in the mix again, and he's battling for either first or second with Mong and Piano. So it's a little bit weird, but this is how the round robin format works.
And then if things happen the way they happen, we're going to see a lot of upsets. Like if Jaehoon manages to upset Hero, or if Piano manages to upset Free, then we're going to see a lot of interesting more games that are going to be played. So it looks like if you're going to look into the round of 8, it's going to be standard elimination brackets right after that.
Right.
So I'm wondering if it's going to be like a best of 3 or a best of 5 for those games. And we don't know the schedule yet, so it looks like we'll have to wait until the round of 16 is completely finished.
Either way, once we get to the elimination brackets and we see the lineups, it will be, no matter what, looking at the players who are already advancing, this is going to be a tough tournament to win.
Right. It's going to be a high-level StarCraft, so.
Very much so.
All right, so I guess we're going to end it for now, guys. Thanks for watching.
All right. Good night, everybody, and take care.